All right, from left to right, we have third base, Pat Monteith, head coach Landon Powell, second base, Garrick Octavio. Coach Powell's opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Well, what an amazing team. Awesome day at the ballpark. This is what you dream of as a player, as a coach. You work tirelessly, you put the time and the effort in your whole life. I mean, really, this team, especially this season, but I mean, as a competitor, you start working when you're a kid, and these are the days you dream of. So I'm just really proud of this group of guys. They deserve it. They've fought for every inch this year. Nothing was given easy to them, and today sure wasn't easy. For us to be 2 outs away from going to the World Series in that first game, up 2 runs with one of the best pitchers in the country on the mound, a guy that had only given up 7 or 8 runs the entire season. For us to not win that game and to lose on a 3-run homer was just kind of mind-boggling. Not something that you would have expected to happen. And as an athlete, that can really demoralize you. It just rips the wind out of your sails, and a lot of teams, a lot of players don't recover from that. And I got a different group of guys here. It almost woke them up and motivated them more, and then they went out and scored 6 the first inning of the second game. They're a resilient group. It made them a great baseball team this year, and we're not done, but their resiliency has made them a great baseball team. But what I'm more excited about is their resiliency is going to help them in life. It's going to make their life special if they always have that attitude. So couldn't be more proud of these guys.
Landon, you and Trey know what it takes to get to a College World Series because you did it as players at South Carolina. How were you able to translate that experience to your players? And what's that process like? I mean, you can't go play for them. All you can do is tell them about your experience and what it takes to get there. Were there any conversations about that as you started to get closer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that it's just part of the fiber of your program. You know, it's not something that we started talking about today. It's something that when I got the job here 8 years ago, we started to think that way right away. Believe in yourself. Believe you're a winner. I tell people all the time, baseball's a different sport. It's not the biggest, fastest, strongest team that always wins. That's how it is in football. The biggest, fastest, strongest team is going to win. Basketball, the team with the best 2 or 3 players is going to win. Baseball's different, man. It's a heart sport. It's a emotion sport. It's a confidence sport. And Trey and I both were fortunate to be a part of teams in college and went to the World Series that, we gave us that identity of being a winner. We knew we could win in big moments. It's one of those things you kind of have to prove it to believe it. So we've been there. And when I got the job here 8 years ago, that's how I wanted to build the program. I wanted our players to believe in themselves. I would say this, it's a whole lot easier to get to the World Series at a place like South Carolina than it is maybe North Greenville University. This has been an uphill battle from scholarship allotments to the type of school, being a Christian school, facilities. I'm sitting next to a guy from Hawaii. I bet you that 4 years ago, North Greenville University was somewhere he has never even heard of, let alone Greenville, South Carolina. This is a school he probably would have never chose if it wasn't for the success the baseball program was having. And it's been a kind of a crazy journey to accomplish it at this school, and I couldn't be more proud. I'm thankful for everyone that supported us. I'm thankful for players that believed in what I was building and came to be a part of it. And I'm grateful for my coaches who are winners. That's why they're on my staff, because I know they're winners like I am, and they believe what I believe. And it takes all of that to build something special.
He alluded to it. He talked about those conversations coming off of the way you lost the first game. But y'all responded, obviously, at the 3-run home. What were the conversations like among the players? What was it like? What were y'all saying to each other as you headed into that first inning?
It really is draining losing on a walk-off homer like that when we were so close. I thought 2 runs was going to be enough in that last inning with our guy on the mound. And so the guys that I talked to, we just talked about we actually have to bounce back now. That took all the winds out of our sails, and then it's about finding a way to flip the switch and turn it around.
And you feel like that's what y'all been doing all year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back in big spots and scoring runs when we have to.
Pat, stay back and hit the ball to right?
Yeah.
He listens once in a while.
Yeah. Big swing. Tried to bunt twice. Didn't work. And then hit a homer to right. So.
Garrett, you may not have known where North Greenville was 4 years ago, but based on the emails and everything we got during the broadcast, most of Hawaii knows where it is
Yes, sir.
now. What's this experience been like for you?
I mean, just getting here was this experience and a half. Like you mentioned, I did not know of North Greenville coming out of high school. I never thought of going to school in the Southeast, being so far away from home. But I mean, the day Atlanta gave me a call, I just felt something like special about this place. I was almost drawn to it, and sitting here in front of you guys, and I'm just the happiest I've ever been. Just glad to be out here.
Landon, I literally talked to you the day you took this job when I was with Spurs and Feathers, and you were talking about all those things you were just talking about a minute ago. You talked about what makes coaches everything, but just how much does it mean to show this that can be done to all the players that you've had leading up to this moment?
Yeah, I said that out there on the field to one of the other reporters. This what we just accomplished, this should be celebrated not only by this group of 28 guys, but all the guys that have played here over the last 6 or 7 years. I mean, this program has come as far as you could possibly come. I mean, they were 8-38, I think, the year before we got here, with a bad facility, and it just wasn't a whole lot of things to be excited about the baseball program. And these guys obviously are tremendous players, but those teams in 2015 and 16 and 17, those players all took leaps of faith to come play here and play for me. And it took so much time and effort and work to turn this program around. With us being limited on scholarships and the rules of the school that the kids have to follow, it's not a normal university. It's an incredible university. It's a great university. I think that kids are missing out by not going here, but this is not a place that most kids probably dream of having their college experience. So it took a lot of players to really believe in us and take that leap to come here and play here, and they're the ones that have built it. And so I can't wait to get to my phone and send about 100 texts to all those players and let them know how thankful I am for them, and they should be celebrating this just like we are.
Just give me your thoughts on the job that Matthew Thomas did for you, because that was a stretch of the game where, even though you jumped out to 6-0 lead, it started to get a little dicey there, and he was battling himself in the 5th inning, but he got the big out. And then the 1, 2, 3, 6, that 3-inning stretch that he pitched for you was big, as it turned out.
Yeah, Chewy is, Matthew Thomas, even call him Chewy. Chewy started the year as a starter. He was our number 3 starter to start the season, and he didn't have a ton of success early in the year. He was getting roughed up a little bit, just not having the best outings. So we moved to the bullpen, which can a lot of times, demoralize a pitcher or, cause them to lose confidence. It was a transition for him that was amazing. Like he was so much more effective out of the bullpen and has had really good innings for us down the stretch in the season. He did it in the conference tournament and made the all-tournament team in the conference tournament. He did it again in the regional, and then he did it today. I'm just really proud of him and having that positive mindset to lose your starting job, but then to still throw such great innings and contribute to the team. He's the son of a big leaguer. So he's no stranger to competition or success, and I think that definitely matters for his confidence when he gets out there on the mound.
Hey, Tim Patterson, Independent Sun, landed 50 wins on the season. 50 wins. John Michael Field goes down in the conference tournament. 81 RBIs, I think, on the year. Were you concerned, and what does that speak about the depth of the overall program and different guys stepping up?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. It's anytime you lose the best player in the country, I don't know how you don't get upset about that or don't maybe be worried that, oh my gosh, what do we do now? John Mike is not just a good catcher, not just a good hitter. He's the backbone of our team, and offensively, maybe the most dangerous guy in the entire country. You don't replace 420 with 15 homers and 82 RBIs, whatever he had when he got hurt. You don't replace that. He also calls every pitch almost during the games. So it's just one of those things that we needed guys to step up. We had that conversation. I made a comment to our guys in the conference tournament. Hey, the Braves lost Acuna and their ace, and they went on and won the World Series. There have been a lot of other sports teams that have lost stars and gone on and won. Why not us? Someone's just got to step up and be that guy. And we moved Pat Monteith up into the 3-hole. He was hitting maybe in the 6th hole before that, and he became a 3-hole hitter. I mean, look what he's done in these games since then. He's turned himself into that middle of the order dude. Campbell Connard and Jax Catch, our other 2 catchers, who are great players in their own right, they stepped up and had big games for us. Let's not forget, we also lost a great pitcher, Nate Roof. You know, was probably our best bullpen arm the last month of the season. Just been absolutely dominant for us. And right before the regional, he got diagnosed with mono. So we haven't had him for the regional or the super regional. And I promise you, all of our coaches were wishing we had him that last game because he's a special arm. So it's amazing this team's been able to show the resiliency they have and kind of overcome the adversity that they've been dealt late in the season. But that's what champions do. They overcome that adversity. So,
Landon, for you, and then maybe a comment from the players too. How do you balance now celebrating this because it deserves to be celebrated, but then flipping the switch and getting back to the business mindset because you've got more baseball.
Yeah, work's not done.
Series.
Yeah, these guys know that. We've talked about all year long kind of the goals we want to accomplish and climbing that ladder, right? Every ring's a new level we want to get to, rung, whatever the ladder is. So for us to win the regular season, that was that first step. Win the tournament's the next step. Win the regionals the next step. Win the super regionals where we just got. But we're not done. I promise you, I got a group of guys that are not satisfied. Like, they want to keep winning. That's why they are how they are. I mean, they're never going to be satisfied. They're going to always want more and want to win more. And that's can maybe be unhealthy in parts of life, but I tell you, in sports, that's not unhealthy. You want guys that always want to compete. So, yeah, we'll take a couple days off. You know, they got Memorial Day weekend. We'll let them recover and relax, you know, get their bodies back under them. And then, you know, the World Series, I don't think starts till Friday or Saturday. So we'll get a couple good days of practice in and then get rolling.
Banquets on Friday.
And, you know, just one more for me is, it appeared you may have said something to Robert Brooks, a great catcher for Columbus State. I'm not sure. Want to speak on that?
Right before, so 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th there, you know, they hit a ground ball to the right side and we didn't make the play. And so Brooks is coming to the plate, incredible player, All-American kind of guy. The only reason he hasn't been a first-team All-American is because of John Michael Fail. I would say he's been the 2nd best catcher in the country every year. Arguably, I mean, I would say Columbus State fans think he's the best. He was walking into the batter's box, he was looking at me, just kind of shaking his head like, can you believe this? Like, that they didn't make that play. And then kind of like, we made eye contact, and it was kind of like a gesture of like, he respected me, I respected him. So I wanted to make sure I told him in that moment. I just looked at him and I said, Robert, you're a great player, congratulations on a great career. And he just kind of tipped his head at me. So, and I believe that, you know, I respect that kid immensely, not only because he's a great player, but he plays the game the right way. You can tell he has fun when he plays. He loves to play baseball. And, you know, I don't like playing against great players. I usually try to convince myself not to like him so I compete against them. But he's a guy that I actually enjoy watching him play because he plays the game the right way. And I got a bunch of those guys on my team too. That's why I respect it. So, let me tell you a little story. Yeah, about the 7th or 8th inning of the first game maybe, Garrick had been struggling a little bit in the regional. He wasn't getting as many hits as he normally does, wasn't getting on base as much, and you could see that it was kind of affecting his brain a little bit. I went over to him and I told him, and I've told him this before, he's a competitor. He's the ultimate competitor. He's a lion in my eyes. Like, he's not scared of any situation, anytime. And I just went up to him and I was like, be that lion. Like, flip that switch and get out of your head and use your heart and play this game like you've always played it. And I think he got 4 hits his next 5 at-bats and got on base 5 of his next 6 at-bats. That's who he is. And that's kind of, you know, he's our leadoff hitter. And he sets the tone for us every game. But Garrett and Pat and Josh Sinner and all the way down our lineup, we have a team full of guys that will compete until they're done. Like, they will never stop. And that is that's the makeup of a great team, and I'm proud of these guys for that.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.